What is December 9? It's December 9th. Yes, December 9th.
Would like to call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council this December 9th, 2025, 6:30 p.m. in the council chambers of West Valley City Hall. All council members are present. Councilmember Wood, Councilmember Whetstone, Councilmember Harmon, Councilmember Hune, Councilmember Nordfeld. Mayor Lang is joining us online. And I'm Mayor Pro Tem Christensen, and I'll be conducting the meeting this evening. We're also joined up here in the front by Mr. Ifo Pili, our city manager, and Ms. Nicole Kamak, our city recorder. We'll turn the time over to Councilmember Hune for our opening ceremony.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I just invite all of you to stand up with me and do a pledge of allegiance. Good, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have our approval of minutes from November 25th.
So move.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we'll go to awards, ceremonies, and proclamations. And Hunter Elementary has been able to name one of our street sweepers. When I first saw that, I thought we hired them all with names. Then I realized it was the truck, not the driver. And Councilman Whetstone, do you have some information? Or was this, okay, Councilmember Wood, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Sit
So,
beside each other.
yeah, we are, and we both are W's, so there we go. So I'm excited to read this award. West Valley City wants to recognize one of our great elementary schools, Hunter Elementary. Through the work of the school, its administration, the kids and parents, and city staff, a new name was picked for one of our city sweeper machines. These sweeper machines are essential to keep our city looking its best. The sweepers cover over 350 miles of roads 6 times a year to keep dirt and debris out of our storm drain system, protecting our water, reducing flooding, improving roadway safety, and enhancing the appearance of our community. During this naming process, the kids had a chance to learn from our Public Works team about what the sweeper does and learn about the importance of keeping our stormwater clean. At the school event, when the sweeper machine was turned on and it was doing its work on the dirty street, the students cheered it on. They then went into the school and voted on names for our sweeper. Thanks to Hunter Elementary, the new name for our sweeper is the Night Rider, which is a shout out to its own school mascot and to the sweeper, which will be riding around the city, making it cleaner. It is inspiring to see young people learning about how our city works and the important role our crews play in keeping our roads safe. We are proud to have the Night Rider on our fleet, and we know it will do a great job out on the streets and carrying the spirit of Hunter Elementary with it all year long.
So I thought if we could get anybody with Hunter Elementary to come on up and we'll get a picture with council and all those from Hunter Elementary. Oh, I love that. That is fantastic. Oh, I love that. Okay, ready? One, right there. Okay, ready? One, two, three. Good job.
Yes, thank
you.
Thank you.
And having been an assistant principal at Hunter Elementary at one time, congratulations. We appreciate you. And it was the first graders and kindergartners that really pushed this project. So you're never too young to get involved. Now we have a special presentation of a donation to the Utah Veterans Memorial by former Mayor Ron Bigelow. Mr. Bigelow, if you'd come up.
Thank you, council members. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. As you know, the Veterans Memorial has been a project associated with the city, and the city has done a fantastic job of designing and building that. And of course, over the years, I had spent some time raising funds for that memorial. The one specific project I had done was the fundraising tournament held at Stonebridge Golf Course. And we previously made another donation, which included 100,000 from the golf tournament and then 200,000 other that was instrumental in being raised because of those funds. That was early on before any of the big donors and that came in. So I have here a check, and yes, it's for an odd amount, but it's every penny so far, because with this, the foundation that I set up to raise funds will be closed. It's for $121,216.80. So that will go to the memorial. In addition to that, because many of the things that were originally planned have been completed, I'm adding a letter with that this is for specific projects. Jake Arslanian and I have had many discussions on this about what it might be used for. But sticking with the original proposal that we worked on for a number of years, going down through the items, they've all been completed. The last major one is the pavilion. So from these funds, $100,000 we put towards the pavilion. That won't cover the whole cost. But this is not committing the city to that, because I'll give you another option. If you don't spend it there, then please put it to a Vietnam Veterans Monument. As well, to follow up on a few other things that we had planned to do and that we had supported all the way through in this project, $7,000 of that we want you to use for etching of monuments there. You remember the Utah stone that is placed there that was specific to the memorial. With Jake Arslanian, and I walked through that. One of the monuments we wanted was one to honor all Utah veterans, whether they served in a war or whatever the situation was, Guard and Reserve, all of them. And so rather than add another particular monument, we're going to etch in the stone some wording to honor all Utah veterans that have served or will serve from the state of Utah, whether it be full-time Guard or Reserve, whether they served in a conflict or in peacetime. You know, we appreciate them. We want to remember them. And then as well, there are two benches that need to be engraved. One is for the Valley West Rotary Club. They're the ones that assisted me for the last 11 years in raising the funds through the golf tournament. And then we took three of the major donors of the golf tournament, and we're going to ask that you etch them just on one bench. Valley West Rotary Club would be one bench, and the other would be these three organizations, which are Utah Barricade, LRB Public Finance Advisors, which you're probably familiar with who that is. And then the third one, Dancing Moose Montessori School, the owners of that, but they wanted it in that name. And you're also familiar with that. Then $2,000 we'll have you hold, and we'll select some names of veterans to be put on the wall that has been put there. And those will come from various individuals who've been instrumental in supporting this project. And so 7,000 to the etching of the benches and the Utah Monument, then 2,000 for names to go on the wall, and then the remaining amount, which is approximately 12,000, will be to fund. And this one wasn't one that was in the construction phase, but was for when we were finished. And that 12,000 will go for transportation of school students on a field trip to the memorial. I would recommend that first we start with Utah Preparatory Academy, because they had major Veterans Memorial activities over the years, of which I attended a number. And I suspect that maybe some of you have also been invited to those. And so that concludes. I do have the wording for the memorial for the honoring all veterans. And so that's the intent. But that kind of concludes my main fundraising activities, at least on the golf tournament. I'm not sponsoring that anymore. It's got to be too much work at this stage of my life. So any questions there, any clarifications on that? Normally you don't have, but don't want to walk away without. So I will give the check and copies of that letter that summarizes what I just told you to your city recorder.
Okay. And if you'd step up here in front, we'd like to get a picture with the council.
Okay. Will you have that too?
Of course.
First with the council.
One, two, three.
Yeah, let's not make him look orphan down here. Mayor, thank you for the donation and thank you for the idea of having a Veterans Memorial. We'll now move to our public comment time. Comment period is limited to 30 minutes. Any person wishing to comment shall limit their comments to 3 minutes. Upon recognition by the Mayor Pro Tem, you will approach the microphone. If you did not sign up, please give your name and address. All comments shall be directed to the Mayor Pro Tem, and no person addressing the City Council during the comment period shall be allowed to comment more than once. Comments shall be limited to city business and matters within the purview of the City Council. Speakers should not expect any debate with the mayor, City Council, or city staff. The Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, or city staff may respond after the comment period has concluded. And speakers shall refrain from personal attacks against fellow citizens, city staff, or members of the City Council. From the sign-up sheets, we'll go by number. We'll start with speaker 1.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council, Jim Visock. Be glad you're not down at the county building tonight. It's budget and they're talking about it. I've got it on the Zoom and it is, if you remember the Redwood Theater issue and we had the tickets and stuff, that's kind of what's going on down there. It is crazy. But speaking about budgets, the one that's coming up, the opening is all move over stuff. It looks like it's a lot of money, but it's no new money. And that was Mr. Peely's promise to us that when we set a budget, we're going to stay the best we can. I know fire trucks, sometimes there's a little bit more money or other things may come up and do it. But this is the first budget opening that I've seen in a long time that has no general fund openings. And I mean, that's great to the staff and to Mr. Peely, what he's doing for our great city. Moving to development agreements and builders. When a development agreement is set, signed, voted on, and approved, it should be stuck to. One of the ones that happened, and the neighborhood didn't like it, was the apartments that are built over by Costco. Those, when that was 6, 7, 8 years ago, when that came in, the community was against it. The builder made lots of promises. We're going to do this. We're going to do all this. Well, it sat there 3, 4, 5 years. They came back with Mr. Piles asking. The council allowed it to be downgraded. And all these extras that they were giving us, because the residents didn't want that there, that they were giving us and that was approved, were taken away. And now we don't have a good product. When a builder comes before the planning commission, they make all these promises. Planning commission sends it through. If you guys need to vote on it, changes are made. We need to stick to those changes and stop making changes in the years. Because you know what's going to happen. The neighborhood didn't want those basement entries because they'll automatically be rentals. And that means more parking. You guys set an ordinance that you're not going to allow that anymore. Stick to the ordinances that you guys set. Changing from one builder to the other is not good. It's not a good thing to do. Also, rewarding somebody who's broken our ordinances, our rules and laws for years, making changes for them is not right either. That's all I have.
Thank you. Speaker 2.
My name is Tim, Tim Flink. Thank you for your time, Mayor Pro Tem. I just wanted to comment, we're living in perilous times. We have tariffs, wars, college football playoff committees fumbling the ball. We have a lot of really challenging things going on in the world. So I think it's an important time for us to consider some of the positives. I am extremely grateful for the golf courses that have been provided, that are taken care of very well. Late 2024, my dad went in for a back surgery and came out and one of his feet wasn't working. After falling on his face multiple times and injuring himself frequently, he went and sat down on a couch and essentially began the process of dying. He kind of gave up on life. I convinced him to get a player's pass. We both got one. Within a month, I convinced him to try walking one of the 9 holes, and he did. And by the end of the summer, my dad was walking 18 holes 3 times a week. I think we have an opportunity to take care of a community who's taking care of us and raised us. These older folks who are part of this community depend on these golf courses, not just for the concept of it being sold or not, but the player's pass, which there's been no word to any of the patrons of what's going to happen with that, if it's going to happen. What these gentlemen are on fixed incomes. They have paid their dues. They've spent their life serving people. For us to remove something like the player's pass would be terrible. And maybe it's in the works, but since we've heard nothing, the assumptions are not looking great. I would even go to the extent that I would like the player's pass to be available to me, but at very least to the senior citizens of the community. My dad is now someone who feels like he can continue to live and believes in his future because of that player's pass that you provided. This goes beyond money. This goes beyond all of the concepts of whether, we can afford this or afford that. This is serving the community that has built us. This is serving the people who have built every one of us. So I would encourage us that if it's possible, let's raise the price of the player's pass, but let's not get rid of it. There's a lot of people who depend on that. And I think it will lead to the unfortunate, unintended demise of many of your citizens if we don't do it. So appreciate your time.
Thank you. Speaker 3.
Most of what I was going to say is he's already said, but thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and everybody else to let me come up and speak. Unfortunately, West Valley was in the news about a month ago again. 2 shootings, police officer shooting, 2 people arrested for kidnapping, 4th shooting, possibly. It's up on 56 and 54. They just didn't say which side of 54 it was on. So the perception of West Valley is not really good. And I hope that somehow we can address that. Beautifying the city's fine, but it doesn't do anything for the reputation that it's got because of the shootings and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I was sad to see that. The golf course, I really hope you keep the golf course. I'm a veteran. I'll be 70 years old in a couple of months. And that's where I get a lot of my activities with my friends and coworkers that used to be coworkers and things. But I sure hope you decide to keep it. And like he said, it's worth a lot more. Mayor Bigelow raised some money through the golf courses. That can be done again for different things. You could raise money for people that are homeless, for food drives, lots of things. The Marines out there are gathering money for the Wounded Warriors program. It's a great thing. It's a good thing for West Valley.
Thank you. Thank you. Speaker 4.
Ted Dangerfield. Excuse me. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and city council members and staff. The news of this possible sale of the Ridge Golf Course has been out for several months now. And it's been mentioned that only 1% of the city is golfers. And I want to know why there's so many of this 1% speaking up, and how many of you heard from the other 99% of the population of the city is quiet about this. It's not that they haven't heard about it, but I've been at these meetings since the news was leaked out, which I think was a good thing. And not one person has shown up at this meeting, or even when we did the online surveys and such, there that has put in support for the sale of this thing that's supposed to be for the good of the city. Not one person has shown up to voice their support of this plan. I've talked to the people who've been gathering signatures on these surveys. I can't remember the word I was going to use, but not one of them got negative input. The most common input that they heard from people when they were told about this plan was, they want to do what? Are they crazy? Even online petition is what the word I was looking for. The comments on the petition online are overwhelmingly against this consideration. So your 1% comment just doesn't hold water. It doesn't mean anything. Where are the results from this land surveys that we've heard that was supposed to be coming any time now? Do we have those? Is this going to go to a vote? What's going to happen there? I'd like to hear about that. Also, our city manager said, in reference to that 1% of the city's population golfs, what are the percentages of the usage of the city that use the skate parks and bike parks, the cultural center, softball fields? I see them empty all the time. Fitness center, the Maverick Center, especially now that we've lost the hockey team, what percentage of usage is that going to have? Back in 2024, just last year, Utah State University conducted a survey with all the cities of the state. And I don't know if that was where this 1% figure came from, but I didn't see anything in there about the golf course.
Thank you. Speaker 5, and this is the Rich. Yeah. There are two speaker 5s. One's on another page, so I want to make sure you get up here.
Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members, good evening. I'm Rich Bodwin. My wife and I have lived here for 18 years. And I'm speaking today to share my concern with the City Council member comments in our November City Journal. It was the election edition, where two of the council members indicated that immigration is a federal issue and West Valley City shouldn't be involved in immigration enforcement. Well, I believe that West Valley has a primary obligation to the legal citizens of West Valley and should actively support many of the immigration enforcement activities. Passive support of the City Council for the identification, arrest, deportation, voluntary deportation of illegal aliens residing in West Valley negatively impacts our community. Legal West Valley citizens should be the city's primary concern. These illegal immigrants impact law-abiding citizens by increased crime, increased traffic, demand for limited housing, overcrowding of our schools, demand for health care, competition for community resources, and increased burden to the judicial system. West Valley crime data from the FBI Crime Data Explorer for 2019 to 2024 states the city recorded over 11,000 violent crimes and over 20,000 property crimes, which is 16.4% above the national average for a city of our size. The impact of crimes on law-abiding legal citizens, why would the city not immediately work with ICE to transfer any identified illegal criminals to federal custody for processing? And the immediate transfer to federal custody would have a positive impact on crime in the judicial system by reducing expenses for public defenders, translating services, incarceration, transportation, healthcare of the illegal criminals. As a second-generation French Canadian, I appreciate the importance and benefits of legal immigration. What I don't appreciate are politicians who do not support and defend the citizens, the legal citizens of the United States and West Valley. I encourage the entire West Valley government to immediately transfer custody of any illegal immigrants right to ICE and actively work with ICE to identify illegal alien criminals and facilitate their arrest and deportation. Ensure that all the city contracts require workers to be legal citizens. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
18 seconds.
Speaker 5, David.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council, staff. I spoke before about this issue, and well, I'm a longtime West Valley resident since 1985. Family's lived here since 1955. And it's mostly about the golf course, but you know, I think it would go a long ways for this body to actually pass a resolution to protect our city treasures. And I was lucky to be involved with a citizens roundtable where we were talking about parks and recreation in general. And so I've done a little research and come to find out that, you know, our Centennial Park is a wonderful thing. I don't spend any time there, but it's a wonderful thing. It's a big park. It's on par with Liberty or Sugar House as far as size, and there's a lot of good stuff there. But all those things in our city that add to our quality of life, and I think the golf courses are a big part of that. And not to mention the other things that I talked about before that has to do with green space and all those issues. But I just think I can't imagine, you know, that we would even consider this for a temporary money gain. You know, what's Central Park worth? You know, can you imagine New York selling Central Park, or, you know, even Murray City locally selling Murray Park? That'd just be, it just unconscionable. And that's the way I feel about, you know, what we have now. And I'll echo the 1% thing, because that's actually a non-issue until we actually even had those numbers on what the percentage of people that used the Cultural Center or the Maverick Center or the theater, the Live Theater, or the Fairborn Station, as far as that goes. I mean, you know, the way we spend money in the city, I remember a time when this whole thing was in a concrete warehouse. You know, if we had left it there, how much money ahead would we be? What would our tax situation be? I'm glad we didn't. I think this is better. And I think that's what we've done as a city as we've moved along, and it's gotten better. But the other thing is, I'm recently retired. I built a new home here about 3 or 4 years ago. And that was based on what was in our city at the time and where we were going. So if you want to say, I mean, what we have here is an implied contract. You know, I came here based on, or didn't come here, I decided to stay here based on what was going on, you know, and even the web page for the new city manager, that was some of the amenities that were mentioned for the new city manager coming here. So I would like to see us get our share of the ZAP tax. Thank you very much.
Speaker 6.
Good evening. Good to see y'all again. Jeff Kigge, I'm a veteran. I wish Ron was still here, my old friend. I've golfed in a lot of his golf tournaments, and that Veterans Memorial is a as a two-war, 25-year veteran, that means an awful lot to me. And I can tell you, there's a lot of money, as you well can see, what's made out there on that golf course. I've golfed in Karen Main's golf tournaments out there. I stood with you out there on the golf course and took pictures at the city golf tournament, making money. But I'm not going to go in and bore everybody again because we've already gone over and over and over everything that this means to the people of not only West Valley, but the golfers. And I'm one of those senior citizens that he was talking about. I've been a resident here for almost 75 years. But I think what is really needs to be done is we need an answer. We've got a lot of people out here that are looking at passes. I've had a pass out at the Ridge and Stonebridge forever. Before that, the golf course now was even made. I golfed at the old one for years. You got guys at the clubhouse out there. They don't know, and I'm telling you, I've talked to them. They don't know if they're going to have a job in 2 months or 5 months or 6 months or 2 years because nobody's saying anything. So if it's a thing where we're going to put it off for another year or 2 years or 5 years or not at all, somebody needs to make a decision and put that out to everybody because we owe it to not only to the golfers, but to the worst. These guys don't even know if they're going to have a job. And I've talked to them and they do an awful good job out there. And the money that's raised out there on that golf course, I don't think you can turn a blind eye to it because I've been in politicians' tournaments for years out there and raised all kinds of money. I was in Ron's tournament for the Veterans Memorial. So like I say, I won't bore you with all the rest of the stuff that we've already talked about and belabored for so long, but we need to have something coming down and we just keep hearing, stand by, it's coming. There's going to be a word on it and everything. Well, it's time because the courses need to know whether they don't even know if they're going to have passes next year. I just talked to them 3 days ago. They don't even know if they're going to be doing passes at the Ridge or if it's even going to be open. So they need something, and we all do. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker 7.
Good evening. The reason I'm standing here today is I was encouraged to come to this meeting due to an issue I'm trying to resolve with my neighbor. Basically, she's decided to turn her unit into a storage unit. And I've gone to code enforcement, I've gone to the assessor's office, and I've also spoke to planning and development. Everybody tells me to get in touch with my homeowners association. Well, there is none. I live in a private development essentially, and I guess everybody's hands are tied, but it's in your guys' city. So I guess I'm looking for a little help here. Code enforcement says there's nothing they can do. It's against their policy to go on private developments. You look at any of the property records, the owner comes back to that property. So essentially just a name on a street, and that's as far as that goes. As far as I know, this is about the only route I was encouraged to go because nobody else can do anything for me. If it's something you guys could look into or maybe be able to help code enforcement with their policies and what they're able to do for private developments, maybe that's a route you guys would be able to go. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who did not get to sign up but who would like to speak? We need your name and your address when you get to the mic.
Can I write my address down so not everybody knows it or? Okay.
Yeah, just give it to our recorder afterwards.
Okay. Hi, my name is Crystal Fugel. I have been a longtime resident. I'm 43 years old. I grew up in West Valley. I grew up right down the street from West Valley Fair Mall. Grew up around the 90s when we had a lot of gang activity, a lot of things that needed to be removed. I can tell you now that, sorry, I made some notes, a little nervous. From 2019, crime rate in Utah, specifically in West Valley, has gone down. It's documented that it's gone down, and I'm pretty sure it's gone down because of what West Valley City has done. They have put more rec centers out there for everybody. They have put more places. They have put skate parks that don't get used, but yes, they do, because my children use them almost every single day. As a single mother, that is probably one of the best places that my children could go, would be over to the parks and the rec centers and things like that. Being a West Valley resident also, I'm sure that a lot of you will agree with me that West Valley City is probably one of the most probably cultural cities that you could be to, or come to, or visit, or everybody that visits says the same thing. We have our Hispanic community, our Polynesians communities, our Thai communities. We have so many different communities that I myself have grown up to love and to be a part of, and been able to be a part of those traditions and those cultures that have been brought here to West Valley. You look at the Peace Gardens. What is it for? It's there for a reason. It's there because West Valley may have its shootings, it may have its other things like everybody else. But the thing is this, we do not want our city looking like Chicago, looking like the other cities. And I'm going to bring up a subject that probably a lot of people in this room probably disagree with. But as far as the immigration and as far as the ICE, it is my opinion that we need to keep ICE out of our city. They are not following the rules. They're not following the Constitution. They are not lawfully pulling people over. They are harming these individuals when they pull over. I am one of those affected family members that have been affected by ICE. And it's not because my person was here illegally or what everybody wants to say, because they have paid over $20,000 to get their documents and things, which I believe that the city buildings are selling their information, because right after they went and got fingerprints and they were supposed to get their green card the next day, oh, it just so happens that they got picked up. Another thing I want to address too is you have Rancho Market over on 27th and off of Redwood Road. It is constantly
Time's out.
being attacked.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone on the council or city manager?
I want to say something. Mayor Pro Tem, I appreciate that. Excuse me. I just want to say thank you to all of you to come here tonight to express your concern and about the matters in our city. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it very much. Just like you, I love the golf course. I don't play golf. If I do, I will go out of city and I will play it. I will tell you reason why. But if I like the golf course, it's a big vacant space, and just like you says. But I believe it's the city. We are the city. We need to stay away from a private sector. That's not our business. We can sell that back if you want to have that golf course the way we are right now. We can sell it back to the private individual or purchaser or buyer, and they can keep that. We can do the zoning for 50 years or 100 years, still keep that the golf course for you. Here, look in Sauk County Accessory website. And you see there's 3 items here in our city. It's the 2 golf courses and 1 Mavic Center. It's about $100 million the value. But over the years, the city paid million and million and million dollars for the 3 items to cover underbelly. I mean, basically just belly up. And we have to do that every year. Recently, to be honest with you, the Mavic Center makes some money, luckily. Yeah. But the Mavic Center is 30 years old. and 30 years old is that we need to renovate that. It's gonna cost $1 million. See, here another thing I want you to know. Maybe you haven't heard yet, or maybe some of them heard this. We have to increase the property tax to pay for these 3 items, okay? And that including for a fee pass to past council members and to present council members. They play golf for free at no cost. And that's not fair for taxpayers in this city. Okay? That is a classic modern slavery story. We pay tax for those people to play golf for free. Past council members and present council members. And I checked this information, it's the public record, free. It's no closed door anything, okay? And make sure, so I'm not gonna leak in anything tonight. Yeah, so you sit in there and you pay money to past council members, 2001 until today, 2025, it's 24 years. How much money city pay for those guys? Millions, $1,000 for those people hanging out on the golf course, have a good time, and the taxpayers pay money to them. Okay? That's crazy. That's unfair. So if I play golf, if I want to play golf, I won't do that at our city. The people, 83 years old lady with the oxygen tank beside her, where is he gonna find money to pay for increased property tax for those guys, past council members, present council members, play golf at no cost? You think that's fair? No, that's a slavery story. No, that's not fair. And that reason why we have to stay away from private sector. Look at the Stark County website again. The hotel. You look at the county, there's a public record, okay? The hotel, you look at it, you see the previous owner, who the previous owner for that hotel? The city. Now it's a private. Why we sold that one to private sector? Why we didn't want to sell these 2 golf courses and the Mavis Center to private sector, just like we did with the hotel? Why? You tell me why. Is that because we play golf for free? Or because we keep the green space, a vacant, empty spot? Those things, private sector, they can keep that too. We are the city, we do the zoning, and we can make that happen. We can tell them, sign a contract, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, you keep the golf course the way they are for exactly like we have right now. We do the zoning. Okay, and you are residents here in our city, and you can get discount. We can put in a contract with the buyer. You have to charge discount to people in West Valley City. Nothing wrong with that. We're in charge. Okay? Why we have to pay taxes for some past council members, present council members to play for free, no cost? A lot of council members in the past recently talked to me and said, Tom, I want to run the council member. The reason why I want to run for city council member, because I'm going to have a free pass for life. For free pass for life. You know that? Probably you don't know that. You check it out. You check it out. 2001 until today, 2025, 24 years. How much the city pay for that? Thousand monies. Is that fair for the 83 years old woman? It's fair for the senior couple? There's a lot of senior people who live in our city. And that reason why I want to sell it. We gotta stay away from those. That's not our business. That's a private sector. And we don't want to increase tax for pay for past council members and present council member play golf at no cost. That I never heard that before. I never heard that before, to be honest with you. You go around this valley, other city in this valley, you check it out. You do the comparison. Other city in this valley, did they do that? No. 24 years already. 24 years already. And you want 100 more years? And how many council members, past council members, present council members, and also maybe the future council members, we give them a wrong signal. Why a wrong signal? They run for the city council member because they want to have a free pass. See? They don't want to serve the community. They just want to have a free pass. Is that fair? No, that's not fair. You got to know that. You have to know both sides of stories always before you make a judgment. Don't just listen to one side story and you make decision without giving people a fair shot. You know, don't corner people. Don't silence people. I don't think it's the right way to do business here in our city. And I want to turn my time to you.
Thank you. Any other comments? We'll close public comment time. We'll move on to our public hearing tonight. This public hearing, the application for the applicant, for this application, GPZ-5-2025, is proposing to subdivide property at 3801 South, 6400 West into a total of 8 lots. The northernmost lot would be zoned A or agricultural and retain the larger home already on the property. The 7 lots to the south would be zoned R18, and one of these lots would retain the smaller home already on the property. I'll now open the public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on this item? Please step up and give us your name and address.
Good evening, Council. My name is Jake Hone with Grow Development, 1265 East Fort Union Boulevard in Cottonwood Heights. Thank you for allowing us to bring this application before you. We're excited to be working with the Burke family. It's been a longtime resident of the community here, and they're choosing to sell the property and develop it. And they're also choosing to stay on the property with one of the family members staying in one of the homes. We're really excited that this can add some new housing inventory into that area, help rejuvenate and be a new option for residents to move into. We're also grateful that this is a chance to do some single family homes. They will be nice, 8,000 and square foot and up lot sizes, offering nicer homes with some third car garages and things like that. We're very grateful for the chance that you've taken to look at the project, and we hope that you support it and choose to vote in positive favor. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Any others?
Good evening, Council. It's Ryan Mahoney. I live in Chesterfield, West Valley City. On this subject, the only issue I see is lot number 5. There's no street frontage. The houses are just a little too crammed for this proposed development plan that was submitted. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Any others?
You can't hear very well this thing, by the way. I don't know what this mic is, but it's not one like you guys got. Hope you can hear me. I'm Lynn Sanderson. I live directly north of the land that is being proposed for development. We've loved that. How many 2.7 or so acres behind us for 50 years? I wish it wouldn't go away, but I guess it has to. But my concern is I heard one of the prior speakers talk about either the changing of zoning or the council giving special considerations for people who couldn't do something, wanted to change it. And I don't know if I believe that or not, but I do want to say that if this is zoned R1, R18, that's fine. Just keep it that way. Don't let them come back in and change it to something different or smaller, and I don't know about it. And if you'll do that, why, I support you. Thank you.
I have to turn mine on. Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and we'll open it up to the council. There are 3 action items for this application. The first is ordinance 2538 that will amend the general plan to show a change of land use from large lot residential, which is 2 to 3 units per acre, to low density residential, which is 3 to 4 units per acre for the property located at 3801 South, 6400 West. To the council.
I would motion to approve ordinance 25-38.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamick?
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
Yes.
Mayor Lang,
Yes.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
The second ordinance is 25-39, which will change the zoning map to show a change of zone from A2 agriculture minimum lot size 2 acres to R18 single unit dwelling residential minimum lot size 8,000 square feet and A agriculture minimum lot size 1/2 acre for property located at 3801 South, 6400 West.
I move for approval of ordinance 25-39.
Second.
Okay, we have a move and a second. Ms. Kamick?
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
Mayor Lang,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Our third action item is, find my place on my paper here, Resolution 25-180 for the development agreement. Okay, I'll turn this would enter us into a development agreement with Grow Development for approximately 2.44 acres of property located at 3801 South, 6400 West. To the council.
So I'd just like to discuss this for just a moment. As we talked in our study session meeting about this, that it's requiring 3-car garages. I feel like we should allow a 2-car option on some of the lots that might make it tight, or 2-car garage. I don't think that that would hinder the development, and I wouldn't want that on all the lots. So I don't know how the council feels about that, but possibly allowing 2 or 3 lots to have 2-car garages. And I can make a motion and see where that goes.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Ms. Kamick?
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
No.
Councilmember Hune,
Yes.
Mayor Lang. Mayor Lang,
Sorry, my mic wouldn't come on. Yes.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes by majority.
Okay. We'll now move on to our ordinances. Oh, resolutions first. Can't turn the page fast enough. Our first resolution is 25-181. This would authorize the execution of two agreements with Payer Matrix LLC for certain healthcare administration services. Payer Matrix partners with self-funded employer health plans to manage and reduce specialty medication expenses. Their approach typically designates certain high-cost medication as non-covered under the plan and assist members in accessing those medications through manufacturer patient assistance programs rather than through the health plan's pharmacy benefit. To the council.
I motion to approve resolution 25-181.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Ms. Kamic.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
Mayor Ling,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Resolution 25-182. Approve the purchase of a vehicle and related equipment for use by the fire department. This resolution would authorize the purchase and upfit of one new squad unit fleet vehicle. The new medical squad will assist with growing call volumes in the east part of the city. The smaller vehicle will allow the fire department to save usage on larger apparatus and also assist with personnel in the area. To the council.
Motion to approve resolution 25-182.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Kamic.
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
Yes.
Mayor Ling,
Yes.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next one is Resolution 25-183. This is a contract to Z Landscaping to perform maintenance tasks. West Valley City has 357.5 improved acres of parks, trails, city buildings, and streetscapes to maintain. Since 2020, it has been very difficult to find and hire seasonal staff to maintain turf areas. A program modification was approved to hire a landscape maintenance contractor to maintain turf areas to city standards. Total cost of this is $600,000. To the council.
I'll move to approve resolution 25-183.
Someone make a motion and I will say something about this.
We have a motion. We do not have a second yet.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded.
Mayor Pro Tem, may I say something about this? I gonna vote no for this one, but the reason I will tell you, I explain that why. We need to go out to find our companies, local companies here in our city to maybe bid or something about this job because we kind of assuming $600,000 and we're gonna pay this, but I think we'll kind of recycle back to if we hire someone in West Valley City and they can work this kind of things, parks here in our city, and they can go back to have lunch with their family and they can pay taxes for our city. I think that's give them kind of a city department a little bit more work in this matter. The reason I want to do a comparison, last time I mentioned about the cost, is that Jason, he mentioned about the cost always go up. I don't think so. That's not true. It's 100%. It's not true. I will tell you why it's not true. COVID-19, a lot of construction, the costs go down because they try to keep the employees, so they have to find a job, have some project, and a lot of people, they run into that kind of deal, and they get very good deal. The price for a square foot is very low, and it does not. The time is always the price go up. That's not true. 100% is not true. We have to study thoroughly and do some comparison before we make the decision for this one.
Okay, thank you. We have a move and a second. Ms. Kamic.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
Mayor Ling,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
No.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes by majority.
We now have 3 items on our consent agenda. The first is the execution of 2 quitclaim deeds to UDOT, and the other 2 are the appointments of Samantha Mafua to the Healthy West Valley Committee and Catherine Dixon to the Clean and Beautiful Committee. We can take these all together one at a time to the council for discussion or a motion.
I'll motion to approve the 3 items of the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the 3 items of the consent agenda. Ms. Kamic.
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
Yes.
Mayor Ling,
Yes.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
We now have some unfinished business from previous meetings. We will accept public input regarding application GPZ-4-2025. This application was continued from the November 25th, 2025 City Council meeting. The applicant of this application has requested a general plan change from rural residential to light manufacturing and a zone change from agriculture to manufacturing so he can legally have parking and storage for his trucking business. We've already opened and closed the public hearing on this item. Staff presented us with the development agreement earlier this evening that the council requested. We now have 3 action items on this ordinance: 2536 for the general plan change, ordinance 2537 for the zone change, and resolution 25-187 for the development agreement. I'll turn the time to the council for discussion or a motion.
Motion to approve ordinance 25-36.
Motion to deny ordinance 25-36.
I second the motion to deny.
Okay, we have a motion to deny and a second.
Can I make a comment before we call for a vote?
Yes.
I've expressed publicly my reasons for this, but I just want to add one more. I live in a neighborhood and there's rules for how we need to live in that neighborhood. I have thought maybe it'd be nice if I could turn my wood shop in the back into a little business to make things that I could sell, and I don't think that would bother too many people, maybe, but it's not allowed. And
And if I got caught doing it and then I went to the city and said, hey, can you change my zoning to manufacturing so I can continue to do that, even though my neighbors have purchased their land to not have that? I think about the neighbors for this plot that we're talking about today. They purchased land that's zoned rural residential. They know that the general plan, maybe they don't know, but maybe they do know that the general plan for this area is rural residential. And before they bought the land, maybe that's why they bought the land, because it's zoned rural residential and the general plan is rural residential. And here comes in a neighbor who brings a trucking business in, and I would imagine they're not happy about that. But instead of enforcing this business to stop breaking the law, the business owner is asking us to change the law to allow this this type of business to continue in this rural, quiet, residential area. And I think that's wrong to the neighbors who bought their land with that understanding, and that we would be setting a bad precedent to allow that to happen. So that's why I'm going to be voting to deny, and I encourage all of us to do the same.
Mayor Pro Tem, may I speak? I agree with everything Councilman Nordfelt mentioned. I do think that, if you're purchased the property and it has a certain zoning and you're wanting to change that after you broke the rules, the unique thing about this is, it was a quiet area and the city came in and changed that already without, as Councilman Harmon mentioned in study meeting, without changing the zone. And so, this is a unique situation where it's up against an equipment yard that the city is operating. And just one other thing I'll mention, just east of this property next to the school, the council approved a rezone for a light industrial area. And I'm pretty sure, I think I was the only no vote on that one, and the council approved it, and right up against the school, and I didn't think that was appropriate in that area. But here where we have the equipment yard next to it, I just think that what's good for the city would be good for right across the street.
Any other discussion? Okay, Ms. Kamic?
The motion on the table is for denial. Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
No.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
No.
Mayor Lang,
Yes.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes by majority.
Our next action item is ordinance 2537 to amend the zoning map to show a change of zone for property located at 2720 South, 6750 West.
I move to deny ordinance 25-37. Second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Kamic?
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
No.
Mayor Lang,
Yes.
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion for denial passes by majority.
And the third was to authorize the city, this is Resolution 25-187, authorize the city to enter into a development agreement for approximately 1.09 acres of property. To the council.
Motion to deny resolution 25-187. Second.
Moved and seconded. Ms. Kamic?
Councilmember Nordfelt,
Yes.
Mayor Ling,
Yes.
Councilmember Hune,
No.
Councilmember Harmon,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilmember Wood,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Christensen.
Yes.
Motion for denial passes by majority.
Okay, we have no need for a closed session. Before we call for our last motion, this will be our last meeting for the year. Our next regularly scheduled council meeting will be January 13th, 2026. We will also have a swearing-in ceremony for those who were elected in November on January
4th at 4 p.m.
4th at 4 p.m.
Fifth.
5th.
Let's do it on Monday.
Okay, we'll do it on Monday, January 5th, at 4 p.m. out in the foyer. One last motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say bye.
Aye.
Aye.